Hello, today we're reviewing the new Dior Riviera Summer 2025 collection. I picked up a few palettes, two palettes, coral and pink one, and then a couple other products as well, which I will get into. But thank you for being here. My name is Jules. If you are new, I'm consciously and intentionally purchasing products that I know that I love and that I think I'll use. And this collection checked all the boxes for me. The color story was in line with what I was looking for. Even though Dior has a very short shelf life for their eyeshadows, I do think I will get a lot of use out of it this season. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is the Coral Riviera 654, and the embossing is messed up because I swatched it, but I will insert pictures to show you this in its glory. The embossing is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm just going to swatch this for you because I think that's important for you to see. So let me get those swatches going. And then I'm just going to swatch this middle shade here, which is the coralist, is that a word? Shade. But here are the swatches. And then I got this one, which is the Pink Riviera 974. And I will swatch this as well for you. This is just so pretty. And this middle shade is going to be so gorgeous. I'm really excited about that one. Kind of reminds me of the shade Pop It from Western Atelier. So here are the swatches for Pink Riviera. Then I also picked up the Coral Glow 004 Glow Luminizer. Look at this packaging. So pretty. Product inside is even prettier. Look at that. On the cheeks, this gives just like a stunning glow. It's a very subtle but impactful, and it has like a pinky peach tone. So here is that swatch right here. It just looks so pretty on the face. I tried these out yesterday. I filmed and then I was like not happy with it, so I'm filming again today. But I'm glad I did that because now I have a idea of how these perform and I can speak to that a little bit more. Then I also got the Dior Forever Glow Luminizer in Pink Strobe. Now I don't think this is actually part of the collection. I'm not really sure. These makeup brands, they come out with just so many collections I can't keep track. But it is new, a new formulation I believe. But this one spoke to me the most. It's kind of like a pinky shade with a golden shift to it. And almost like a champagne shift as well. I'm really excited to use this. I have not tried this one yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one side with the pink, one side with the coral, and at the end I'm going to even it out and apply both to each side so you can see what they look like together, if that makes sense. Either way, I'm going to be testing both so you can see what they look like. Jump into the coral palette. So I'm going to use this palette and start out with my Sonia G Classic Crease Brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here. These shadows apply very, very smoothly. They are very subtle, so don't expect like a huge impact with these. These are very subdued and sophisticated. The only thing that I don't love about Dior eyeshadows is the 6-month expiration date. I think that's like really not a long time. So I'm going in with this shade right here, and I'm just putting that and mixing it in kind of with that crease shade and putting it on my mobile lid. Take this darkest brown shade right here and apply this to the outer part of my eye to give some definition. This is a really nice brown shade because it's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's a perfect neutral. And I'm using a Sonia G mini booster brush. So I'm just kind of building this up a little bit because these shades are not super pigmented. That's something about Dior eyeshadows is they are not going to be like a Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona, but there is a special elegance to these shadows that I find really nice. All right, I'm going to use this middle shade here just very lightly with my Sonia G Builder. I'm just gonna put that on the lid, but just very lightly because I don't want that to take over. And then what I'm going to do is take this shade here, this lighted shade, and I'm going to wet my brush. And I'm just gonna take some MAC Fix Plus and then just add it right in the center. Just to give a nice little pop. I definitely think if you wet your brush, you will get more impact. So whatever setting spray you have, just wet that and use it to make the shadow pop a little bit more. I'm gonna take my Rephr 23 brush and just put a little bit in the corner here and a little bit up by the brow bone. And I'm using that lightest shade in the palette to do that. This one right here. Using my Chantecaille liner in Earth to tight line. And then I'm going to use my Chantecaille Brightening Eye Kajal in Nude for the bottom waterline. For mascara, I'm going to be using my Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash. So I'm going to apply that. Before I do that though, I'm going to use some eyeliner. I'm going to use my Benefit Roller liner in brown. I feel like brown is a fantastic color with coral, or just any eyeshadow for that matter. And I love this. This is from Revolve because they don't have the brown shade on Sephora. This is so easy to use. I know it's been around for a while, but I absolutely love it. So I'm just gonna use some mascara. I'll apply this and I'll be right back. Mascara is applied. I want to add a little bit of this darker brown shade in the palette on the lower lash line just to define this outer part of my eye. Just kind of ties in the look a little bit. And I think that's really pretty. Just gave a little bit more definition to the eye. Now, let's use this middle shade as like a little blush. I have my foundation, concealer, bronzer, brows. I will list all of the details of the products on my face. So let's just use this Hourglass double-sided brush, dip in and just apply a little bit of that middle shade as a blush. So it's multi-purpose, which I love. Now it's not going to be like super impactful, which I love because it is a bright color, but it just adds a little something to the cheek. It's beautiful. Now let's dive into this luminizer. So this, I'm just going to tap in with the other side of this brush and just apply this very lightly to the perimeter of my face. And it just gives this diffused glow. It really is gorgeous. I have to say, I think this is my favorite product out of all of the ones that I got from this collection, just because it is very blurring almost, but it gives a lit from within glow. I don't see any sparkles or anything. And it's just very, very pretty. That's all I can say. And this packaging is so gorgeous. It's so cute. I hope I don't mess it up. But, oh, it's just so buildable. So I'm just using it on one side right now because I'm going to be using the pink for the other. Okay, so let's dive into this pink palette. But here is the coral side. It's very pretty. I'm very excited about this one as well. I'm gonna use my Refer 16 brush and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Oop, almost did that. Other side here. And I'm just gonna use that as my crease shade. And then I'm gonna use the same brush and just dip into this shade right here. And just define the crease a little bit more with this and on the lid. And I cleaned my brush, my Sonia G. I'm gonna use the mini booster and go into this brown shade here. And just define the outer part of my eye. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend a little bit more in that crease just to blend out those edges. Ooh, that's so pretty. I love that. Now for this lightest shade, I'm going to do the same thing I did with the coral palette and just wet my brush and apply this to the center lid. So I'm going to use my Refer 21 brush for that and just dip in to that lightest shade. Actually, before I do that, let me use a little bit of this pink shade in the center. Ooh, that looks very bright. So I'm just tapping off my brush. I'm just kind of doing like a wash of that pink over my eyelid, my mobile lid. Yeah, that added like a nice little pink flare to the look. Now I'm going to spray my brush with my MAC Fix Plus for that lightest shade and just apply that to the center to give it a nice little pop. Just going to blend that in with my finger a little bit. Just apply a little bit more. Ooh, that's so pretty. Then I'm going to use my Refer 23 brush and go in with that lightest shade and put it in the inner corner. So this is a very light pink shade, and then I'm just going to put a little bit by my brow bone. Then I am going to take a little bit of this darkest brown shade and put it on my lower lash line in the outer corner. The thing I love about these palettes is they just take the guesswork out of things. Just make things very easy. Tightlining my upper waterline with my Chantecaille eyeliner in Earth, and then my bottom waterline in Chantecaille Brightening Eye Kajal in Nude. And then I'm going to use my Benefit roller liner in brown. I still think brown goes with the pink side too. Black could also go. But I think this is just fine for both. And I'm just going to apply my mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So now I'm going to apply the new luminizer in Pink Strobe. This is so pretty. I'm so excited to use it. So this is more of like a highlighter. It's not really a blush, but I am going to combine the coral on this side as well. I just wanted you to see what this looks like on this skin here. So if you can see that, it just gives a beautiful glow. No sparkle. I really like this shade. This Pink Strobe is not available on Sephora. It was only available on the Dior site, but you do get like loyalty points if you order from the site directly. So I've been stacking up some points so I can get a free gift. And I've listed the links as well if you want to do the same. It's completely free. Like, you don't have to pay to do that or anything. So let me actually apply some lip. So I'm going to use my Chanel 728 Rouge Cocoa Gloss because I feel like this would go with the look. I did not get the lip oils in this collection. I just feel like I have way too many glosses already that I love, and I just didn't feel the need to do it. But they did look pretty. There was like a yellow one that looked really cool. I just didn't think it was necessary for me because because I feel like this is just as pretty. So yeah, that looks really nice. So now what I want to do is just combine everything so that each side is matching. Let me find, I can never find anything on this table. Oh, where did it go? Okay, so I'm going to use the Coral Glow and just apply it to this side of the face. And you know what else I forgot? Forgot to do the pink pop on this side. That's what it was missing. All right, so let me do that real quick. I'm going to use the pink center shade just to add a little bit of blush. That's what it was missing. Because I was like, I need blush, you know? And it's cool because these are multi-purpose. So if you're traveling or something and you want a blush to match it, you can just use that center shade. Okay, so now let's go back in with Coral Glow and just add that so it matches the other side of my face. Oh gosh, I love this. So pretty. And I'm going to add some Coral Pop, this middle shade here, to my cheek because I'm trying to even out each side so they're matching. Okay, I'm gonna add the pink to this side so we can even out this side so it matches, and add some luminizer, the pink strobe, to this side as well. So that now our cheeks are matching, then we'll match the eyes. I feel like this side needs a little bit more coral. I'm just putting a little bit of that Coral Glow in the middle of my nose. I'm going to use the coral in the middle here just to bring some coral to that side. And I'm going to use the pink on the other side and try and even this out so it looks somewhat similar. And I'm basically just going to put the pink shades in the crease and then the coral crease shades in this crease to make these sides match. Then I'll take the lightest shades in each palette and put it on each side. And that way now they are evenly distributed to match. I'm going to use a little bit of my Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Makeup Mist. There we have it. This is the finished look. So I've combined both palettes and luminizers to each side of the face, so now it's the same on both sides, but you could see what they look like on their own and together. So let's just do a quick recap of everything. This has to be my favorite product, which I mentioned. I just think it's going to be a real hit this summer, especially with a nice little bronzy glow, little tan, great on all skin tones. It's not going to show up too much, but it's just that perfect subtle glow, perfect for summer. So this could not be more fitting for a summer collection. They definitely nailed it there. In terms of this luminizer, it does have a little slight smell to it. It's not super strong, but there is a scent to this. I think this particular shade is beautiful for my particular skin tone. The packaging is stunning. I'm impressed with this product as well. Now I have like the little quad highlighters that I also love, but I will say the formula of this is very, very smooth. It's a little different than the quads in that it does feel like it glides on a little bit creamier. So there it is again on my hand. In terms of these palettes, I think they are gorgeous for summer. I do think the 6-month expiration is unfortunate, but that's just how the Dior eyeshadows are. But I will definitely get a lot of use out of these this summer and thoroughly enjoy them in my collection. I don't regret purchasing this collection because I like every single product, and yeah, it's just like, don't feel pressured to get a collection, but if something catches your eye and you have the budget for it, then I don't see the harm in that. But don't feel like you need to get like every single product and every single collection. That just is going to be too much, too overwhelming. Unless you have the budget for that, then go for it. No judgments here. But if you did watch my previous video, I did talk about a low buy. So I'm just being really intentional, really conscious about what I'm spending my money on, and really making sure I think about it first before making a purchase. So with that being said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. All the links will be listed below. I would love to talk about this in the comments below. So definitely leave your thoughts, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.